It's 8:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. It appears fatigue may be to blame for a truck rollover on the M1 Pacific motorway at West Wallsend. The B-double was carrying frozen vegetables when it toppled over near O'Donnelltown Road at about midnight, forcing the closure of all southbound lanes. The driver escaped uninjured. However, Paul Latter from the Australian Traffic Network says there are still significant delays for motorists, with a contraflow operating in the northbound lanes.
Reduce speed limit, but at least you don't have to do the diversion. If you wish to do the diversion, this one is going to be halfway between the Toronto interchange and George Booth Drive, but again, traffic can get through at this stage.
The Prime Minister is promising to have a word with insurance companies which are failing to honour claims from the April superstorm in the Hunter. Tony Abbott says he'll name and shame insurers who are making life even harder for victims. He met with Dungog residents yesterday who told him they're facing financial ruin because their insurers are refusing to fully pay claims for storm and flood damage. Meanwhile, Tony Abbott has responded to recent job losses at Newcastle shipbuilder Thurs due to the lack of new defence contracts.
The problem at Thurs is that the former Labor government failed to make decisions. Not a single naval order for a new ship was placed with an Australian shipyard during the life of the former Labor government, and the work being done by Thurs is the result of decisions made by the Howard government.
There's a warning out today about trail bike thieves who are getting around the Hunter. Properties at Hedden, Greta and Thornton have been targeted in recent weeks, with bikes worth tens of thousands of dollars stolen. One victim has told the Herald he believes the thieves drugged his pet dogs during the dead of night so they wouldn't bark. Investigations are continuing into a crash which claimed the life of a 73-year-old woman at Warners Bay. The woman was a front seat passenger in a car which crashed into a power pole on Hillsborough Road near Crockett Street just before 1:30 yesterday afternoon. Sergeant Dave Rose says investigators want to speak to anyone who witnessed the crash.
The driver, a man believed to be aged in his 70s, was taken to John Hunter Hospital also for treatment and mandatory blood and urine testing. An investigation has commenced and officers are appealing for anyone with information about the crash. If you've not yet spoken to police, you are urged to do so by speaking to your local officers, or of course you can contact Crime Stoppers. It's a free call to 1800 333 000.
Newcastle SES volunteers will soon get the keys to a new emergency response vehicle. The state government is giving them the new state-of-the-art truck worth almost $200,000, which is due for delivery by the end of the month. It's part of a $46 million investment by the Baird government in 13 new trucks for the SES over the next 5 years. The 2016 Family and Community Services Youth Scholarship Program is open for applications and aims to provide financial support for some of the Hunter's most in-need high school students. The program will assist 266 students with $1,500 to spend on educational costs like textbooks and private tuition. Parliamentary Secretary for the Hunter, Scott McDonald, says the application process is straightforward and simple.
I'm hoping parents and students can go onto the website, which is www.housing.newsouthwales.gov.au, and just have a look at it. It's a fairly simple application, so, have a look and see if it applies to you, and good luck.
Sport, thanks to our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club.
The Jets have acknowledged the importance of a strong community base, inviting the emerging Jets to join them for a training session at Nobby's Beach yesterday. Players are keen to get back into schools and local clubs as part of a re-engagement programme for the club. It is hoped that a lift in community support will help it build back towards the form of its A-League glory days. Meriwether coach Jason Toby has sung the praises of New South Wales country import Rapini Mason. He praised the versatility of the Illawarra player, which helps him widen selection options. Mason debuted off the bench in first grade last Saturday in the second half after Blake Crichton was sidelined due to a shoulder injury. And South Newcastle have allowed Adam Withyman to return to the Newcastle Rugby League. In deciding not to block the move, Withyman is now free to join Cessnock. That's sport. I'm Iona McNabb.
To NURFM News Time 26 to 9.